Man, you gotta understand that's his fighter. You know, he's gonna say anything that he can to hype it up. You know, he knows that guy lost, and so do his team, and so do he.
The mega fight between Terence Crawford and Israil Madrimov is now history. It was decidedly controversial, with Crawford winning by points. However, the interesting part is that the judges made a mistake. This is not surprising, as the face of boxing, they will always try to tip the scales in favor of their fighter. To put it another way, Eddie Hearn is not pleased that Madrimov is fighting under Matchroom, which is Hearn's promotion. However, Terence Crawford's next move sent the entire fight community into a frenzy. Although Eddie and Bud had already become heated during the build-up to the fight, Bud resorted to more drastic measures to silence Eddie after Hearn discredited Crawford's victory. The two men crossed paths backstage after the fight, and Terence Crawford wasted no time in unleashing his beast mode on Eddie Hearn. Crawford wasn't just giving him a slap, rather. It would have been a lot worse for Eddie Hearn if it weren't for the security. But you can't blame Eddie for expressing the facts. That's what he did to deserve a beatdown, because he landed the same blows as he did in the ring with Madrimov Crawford.
Can hoop. I'm probably still better than you at hooping as well, but I'm definitely better.
You ain't better than me in nothing.
Darts.
And talking, that's it.
Talking?
You talk a good game. You ain't
Darts.
better than me in nothing.
Darts.
Nothing.
Darts.
Nothing.
Darts.
Today.
When it came to analyzing what happened in the ring, Eddie Hearn didn't hold back. Terence Crawford, the top fighter in the pound-for-pound rankings, almost lost to a man who had just 10 professional fights. That would be like saying LeBron almost lost to a high school basketball player. Israil Madrimov tested Crawford's abilities and found some severe flaws. Eddie Hearn is drawing attention to this reality. Both fans and experts concur that Crawford should have at least managed to draw. Crawford barely made it through.
Very close main event. Obviously, heard what I said. I would say as well, I didn't realise there was two 115, 113s, one 116, 112. I thought there was two 116, 112s. I thought Israil Madrimov did enough to edge it tonight. I know there's always the argument of dethroning the champion, whether you think that's a thing or not. You know, I'm not sure I felt that Bud Crawford dethroned Israil Madrimov tonight, but what we are is extremely proud of him. 10 fights in, and we're debating whether he won a fight against the pound-for-pound number one. Experience would have changed everything. Maybe a little bit more work rate, but it was a fight that we believe we could have edged. Respect to Terence Crawford, he's a great champion. It's nothing against him, but I was just disappointed that especially one of the judges gave Crawford the last 4 rounds. The other two judges gave Crawford 3 of the last 4 rounds, and thought it could have been different.
The last 4 rounds were when things started to get interesting, and Bud was piecing things together. However, one of the judges gave Bud the final 4 rounds. That's crazy, especially considering that during the final round Crawford's corner was yelling at him to win or lose. Terence Crawford is not the threat that everyone made him out to be.
But it's like, when so many people thought Madrimov won as well, now maybe not as many as Crawford, but a lot of people, and a lot of people scored it a draw. I'm just disappointed as champion that he got no respect on the scorecards. One of the judges gave Crawford the last 4 rounds. The other 2 judges gave Crawford 3 of the last 4 rounds. And the Crawford's corner was so quiet, and they sent him out for that 12th round.
Check out what Bud had to say after Eddie Hearn took digs at him. Crawford had to intervene to set the record straight because Eddie Hearn was making sure everyone knew what had happened.
Man, you gotta understand that's his fighter. You know, he's gonna say anything that he can to hype it up. You know, he knows that guy lost, and so do his team, and so do he.
The ironic thing is that, as you may have seen from his post-fight interview, Bud knows he didn't deserve to win. In fact, he gave Madrim his flowers after the battle. But let's face it, it's been a while since Bud faced a contender who really gave him a run for his money.
I felt great. It was no different from 147, to be honest. Israil just was a strong opponent, you know, and we knew that coming in the gate. The right hand wasn't bothering me. You know, I wasn't really too much worried about the right hand. You know, he landed a couple of times at the end of the round where he was trying to steal it around. But I just was trying to counter him, but at the same time, he had a good game plan. He had a lot of feints, and I was just trying to dictate when he was going to come. A lot of times I was wrong. I was touching him up with the jab. I think my jab was beating him up all through the fight, but you know, he landed a couple of right hands that was telling for the judges to go ooh, or the fans, but it wasn't nothing that I ain't never seen before.
When asked who he thought would win, Mike Tyson, a close friend of Terence Crawford, showed up to watch this mega bout live. But imagine his surprise when he witnessed the heavyweight legend leave the arena before the fight even started. Mike remained composed and sidestepped the topic.
What did you think? Did you give it to tough fight? Nice to meet you, man. Well, they haven't announced the winner, but who do you expect to win, Mike? How's the training coming along for
Ryan Garcia didn't hold back when he went on a full-fledged tirade, trash-talking Terence Crawford. However, after hearing what happened with Eddie Hearn after he talked smack about Bud, I guarantee that Garcia will think twice before speaking out again. Terence Crawford is not someone you want to get in trouble with because he has a way of making people regret what they say.
Crawford is trash. Don't ever compare Crawford to Canelo again. Shout out young Triple G. He did his I felt he won. At least a draw. The judges. You weirdos. You guys suck ass. And Crawford, you're not pound for pound. Suck a You never fought nobody good. You fought Spence that had a car accident. You
Devin Haney shared his candid opinions about the fight, and oddly, he was thrilled by Bud's performance. In fact, Haney even asserted that Terence Crawford could defeat Canelo Alvarez, a claim that seems a bit unrealistic to me.
His Madrimov putting up a good fight, right?
My bad, sis. I'm blocking you up.
Yeah,
Measy.
Crawford looks good at 154 so far.
Right there, a little other side.
Crawford, the weight is showing, but Crawford is Crawford. He's handling the weight well then, for sure. Just based off what you're seeing right now, if he was in there with Canelo, that would be 2 more weights up. Depending on where he comes in, like 160, 162. Crawford.
Hey, Devin, would you be surprised
No more, y'all. We good for the rest of the game.
However, Lomachenko stayed firm and declared that Madrimov deserved to be the champion. He was extremely shocked by Madoff's performance and thought he had done enough to win that match. But hey, boxing is a game, and not everyone is playing fairly.
Close fight.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you have Israel winning?
But it was a very interesting fight, very smart fight. How about compare my fight with Haney? Madrimov was a champion.
Yeah.
So it's enough for win the title.
Yeah.
Let's now hear what the main man, Israil Madrimov, had to say about his defeat. Madoff remained positive and acknowledged that although he may have lost on paper, he is unquestionably the people's champion. Terence Crawford doesn't usually come out of fights barely alive, but Madoff made sure that this one was different.
I felt good. I felt proud of myself, and I think I did enough. Like Eddie said, Spence is really good. He's pound for pound best. He's one of the best in the world. He's not an easy fight. He knocked out the last 10 opponents he fought, Spence and others. The best in the world. I didn't feel like it was my toughest fight. There were some questions about how easy I won my world championship belt in my previous fight. And I think in this fight I just proved why I was easy then and why I'm a champion and why I deserve to be a champion.
However, they must run it back because the blood could not be any cooler right now. Eddie Hearn will see to it that the rematch takes place in order to exact revenge on Terence Crawford. That's all from today's video. Hearn is not the kind of guy to let any disrespect go unpunished, and Crawford attacked him. Regardless of your opinion, this is a story we won't soon forget, and it serves as a reminder that in the world of boxing, anything can happen. Respect the fighters or be prepared to face the consequences. In order to ensure that you never miss our future films, please remember to like, subscribe, and ring the bell symbol if you appreciated it. You may also express your ideas in the comments section. Stay tuned, and we'll see you in the next video.